Hello, welcome back to Hangar 51. So who's going to be first in the room tonight? Well, let's wait and see here. So how's everybody doing? All right? Well, there it is. Shadow's here. That's funny. I was just talking to you. So yeah, I figured the slider doesn't work anymore, but the arrow keys do. So I was able to arrow key over to the edit button to get edited, to get the show started. So I don't know why YouTube just can't leave shit alone, but they're constantly fucking it up. So who else is here? Rich M, of course. What's up? How you doing, Rich? Good to see you, man. Hey, are you coming up next week? I imagine you're coming to the Toys for Todd show, right? Jeff in Alabama. Lower, lower, and lower. How you doing, buddy? So, Jeff, are you going at like 7:30 now? Did you bump your time slot up? Because even when I get home now, with some time left, you're already done. I'm like, crap. JCP, what's up? Good to see you, buddy. Wow, this climbed right up to 8 that quick. That's cool. Good to see everybody. Be there Friday about noon. Okay, cool. Hey, Tim Flying Time, what's up? George Watts, good to see you guys. Yeah, George, I just got home myself a few minutes ago. No, I didn't hear that. Dave was in Fred's chat? No kidding. Good to hear that. You have anything good to say? What did he say? "6:30 Central, 7:30 Eastern." So you're not going at 8 anymore. You're going at 7:30. Okay, all right. Just want to know. I should change it in my schedule. So if anybody's checking it. Paul McNeil, good to see you, buddy. Great to meet you, man. That was fun. Tons of fun. So what we're going to do tonight, I got 2 unboxings, and we're going to talk about the Bigfoot show a little bit. For those of you that missed it. I'm just catching up on the chat here. You've always been on at 7:30? Really? I could have sworn you were on at 8. And I went on at 9. You had an hour before me. So, that's interesting. Uh-oh. Now, why did it do that? Oh, God. Here we go again. Okay. So I just lost the chat again. 'Cause my computer just decided to take his wrench away. I don't know why, and then it blew me out of the studio. Again, don't know why. Um, Technical difficulties. So, but I'll be putting Jeff's wrench back momentarily, as soon as I can get the computer to cooperate, so that I can put it back. So the cursor, it jumps all over the screen, and then it decides to like push the active button at inopportune times, and it just happened to be on Jeff's when it opened up and it opened it up itself, the little window where you add or take away the wrench, and then it went away, and I thought, oh, it went away, good, but so did Jeff's wrench. So let's put that back if it'll let me. There we go. Okay, all right, should be back now. Yeah, I don't know why this laptop's doing this. I think there's just dirt in the keypad on the laptop itself. The wireless remote keypad here, I've actually turned off, even taken the batteries out of it, just to eliminate that as an issue, and it still does it. So it's definitely got to be the keyboard that's on the laptop. So we'll have to look into cleaning that and see if... At least you can see him. Hi. How you doing, Wild Bill? What's up? So, let's see. What else is going on here? No, not on the new computer yet, guys. I haven't had time to even look at the new computer. I'm sorry to say it has been so busy. Getting to the event, participating in the event, the Bigfoot event. Getting home from the event was an event, and then immediately having to go to work. I got home an hour and a half before I had to be at work, and I have to be at work at 6. So we got home at 4:30 in the morning. That was just enough time to pretty much do nothing except, pack a lunch and go to work. And then I've worked 4 days straight now, 14-hour days, 4 days in a row. So I haven't had time to do anything. I barely had time to eat a sandwich tonight before I came out to do the show. So, yeah, Shadow, I read it. Mike Bird, what's up? Good to see you, buddy. Well, Bill, it doesn't seem like my life's ever good or gonna ever get good. I don't know what to do. I mean, I say that it's not bad, but it's just not what I would have hoped for at 62. I just didn't think I'd be working this hard at a job at 62. So it's a little annoying. Oh, thanks, Paul. Yeah, so this is a prelude to one of the unboxings. So who knows what this bird is on the table? Yeah, well, Bill, I'm trying. The problem is the focus keeps changing, and not by my doing. Just life gets in the way, and all of a sudden I have to divert my attention over here because this isn't working anyway, and this became a priority. And it just seems like it changes like that hourly. So I have to just keep rolling with the punches. Yeah, that was a score for sure. Shadow. Barbara's definitely a, a diamond for sure. You know, so I really have no regrets there. I'm very happy, and she'll probably be out later. I think she just got home herself a few minutes after I did, and I think she's taking a nap. But I'm sure she'll pop out here in a little bit. So so let's go over what the whole week brought and the Bigfoot event itself. Um, some of you may have saw some of the stuff. I know Jeff went live a couple times. Um, I don't know. Ryan went live at least the once. Um, Marshall was live a couple times. I didn't even. I brought my cameras, but I forgot my hat cam, my cowboy hat to put the camera on, so I couldn't videotape any of my flying myself. But somebody else might have got it. So maybe some of my flying might show up. We'll see. Slap nuts, what's up? Good to see you, buddy. Um, so so I haven't seen anybody guess yet what this purple bird is. I'm looking. Let me do a quick back check here just to see if I missed it. Come on, somebody's got to know what this is. No, I don't see anybody. I don't see anybody guessing here. So let me do one more quick roll through here. I know Spencer stole the show there for a minute. Eric's got it. Voodoo. There you go. EQ, how you doing, Eric? Good to see you, man. So yes, so Eric's correct. This is voodoo. Now, Mike, how you doing tonight? Cookadoo? Air Marshal says it's obviously voodoo, yeah. And who made voodoo? Who made this version of voodoo? Now, I don't mean, let's not say who made it. Let's say who marketed it, okay? Not who made it, but who marketed it. What name was it marketed under? Who knows that answer? Alan, good to see you, buddy. No, not Hobby King. Wrong. Thanks for playing, and Jack, tell him what he's won. Jeff, you're close. FMS made it, but they did not market it. Their sister company marketed it. Does anybody know who the Croc Hobby or Cock Hobby? Oh, there you go. Yeah, close. A spelling error. Yeah, Rock Hobby. Yes, correct. Yeah, whatever. Yes, Rock Hobby. Okay, so Rock Hobby is a separate division of FMS. So so I've had this plane for a long time. This came out a long time ago, and I think they just brought it back. If I am right, I know they brought out Miss America as a new release. They did not bring Strega back, but they brought back something else instead of Strega. So you can get this plane now, and now this was 4S back in the day. It's now 6S, so it's much faster. And it was damn fast at 4S. So they had the Voodoo and Strega were, identical planes, just color scheme changed. They even came in the same box. Well, Paul, you don't know how I got this voodoo, but I'm getting to that. So hold tight. um, yeah, so I've had this plane a long time. I really, really like it. It's a very cool airplane. Very fast, flies great. Full retracts, main gear. The tail wheel doesn't retract, but 4S, and it's pretty damn fast. So, my lovely Barbara decided the guy next to us was selling a Voodoo from E-Flight, and it's a remake of this plane in a smaller version. So we're going to do an unboxing of this, which is that. You take that out, and here's the plane. That's simple. So there's our unboxing, and it's basically a pretty close copy of the original. There's some very slight differences here and there. Nothing exciting at all to really stress about. Just a few little minor details. But it's a pretty good copy of the big one, which we'll tip that one up and tip this one up. And now what I don't like about the new one, and I love the new one, don't get me wrong, but the original Voodoo is all yellow on the bottom, and I like that. Not only does it show up well for pylon racing, because the top is purple and the bottom is yellow, but I just like the yellow on the bottom. Now they made the wings purple on this one on the bottom instead of yellow, and I'm not really too excited about that, but it's not a deal breaker. It's fine. But that's the only real difference, is that the bottom of this isn't all yellow like it is on the original. So yeah, so this is now on 3S. This was this bird came out, I think, is Meg. Although I think Meg might be smaller than this. But years ago there was a UMX Mustang very similar to this called Meg, and I've got 2 or 3 of them. But they're over in the old hangar garage. I don't have one handy. And this is the new version, and it's 3S, and like Dave said, it hauls ass. This thing's fast. That's why the guy sold it. He put one flight on it and it scared him. It was so damn fast he couldn't control it, and he said, that's enough for me, and I got a really, really good deal on it. Barbara's a wheeler and a dealer, and she got me a killer deal on it. So now I have the big Rock Hobby Voodoo and the little E-Flight Voodoo, which is pretty cool. Have 0 complaints about that. I think these are cool airplanes. I always loved the Voodoo. I kind of retired Big Voodoo because you can't get it anymore, and I didn't want to lose it. I didn't want to crash it and lose it, so I really haven't flown it much. That's not to say I'll never fly it again. I'm sure I'll take it out once in a while, but it's pretty much a hangar queen now, kind of like Dave's F-18. His pride and joy. His what do they call that camo? Oh crap, I can't think of it. Anyway, his cool camo is a hangar queen, and so's this. So if I have an event to go to, actually I do have an event to go to, and I'll probably take it with me just to show it off. But this weekend is a pylon race at the field that I don't fly at normally, but it's close by. And one of the guys there, we became pretty good friends, and he asked me to be his caller because he's racing. So I'm going to a pylon race this weekend, and I'm going to take Voodoo with me just for display, and I'm going to take my old original that you guys have seen that's 45 years old, my old quarter midget pylon racer. Yeah, Chinese are colorblind. Yeah, right, Alan. And so I'm just going to throw all this stuff in the trailer, take the trailer up there, and so I'm going to be his caller, and it should be pretty fun because that's my grassroots, guys. That's where I came from, pylon racing, and I'm really excited to get back to it because it's a team sport. You know, you have to have a good caller. Usually your caller is also a pilot, so you take turns. When he races, you call, and then when you race, he calls. And that's not going to happen this weekend because I have nothing prepared to race. Other than this, I probably, but I think the planes that are going to be there are going to be much faster than this. Maybe the 6S version of this might be competitive. I don't know. I haven't been to a pylon race in a long time, so. Yeah, I know, Paul. It's not like it's, you know, but the problem with spraying a little yellow paint on it is there's a decal, the number 5, which is also yellow, but I think is it purple on this one? Or green? What I think it's green, actually, isn't it? Yeah. So the 5 is green, so the color scheme's totally wrong. If I paint the bottom of it yellow, then I have to have Cali Graphics make me a green 5, or I have to make one myself or something. So, but yeah, you're right. That's definitely doable. We could do that, but I probably won't. Yeah, like I said, it wasn't a deal breaker. Yeah, the plane's beautiful. I love it. It's a beautiful airplane, and it's made by E-Flight. It's got, you know, I don't know if it has safe in it or not. Does it say on the box? I know it's got AS3X because everything they make has AS3X, but I don't know. It doesn't say whether it has safe or not. So I don't know if it has safe in it or not. Brad, what's up? Thanks, Brad. Yeah. I think it was the $30 discount. Isn't it? It wasn't it $100 off? It was $100 off when I bought it. Is that sale over? God, that sucks if it is. How you doing, Tim? Good to see you, man. Pilot in racing, awesome. No, no, no. That's not awesome. We don't want to do that. That's bad mojo. We don't want to pilot in racing. Um, Brian Chambers, what's up? Good to see you, man. So Air Marshal says yes, it has safe. Okay, good. Not that I need it, but you know, it's a nice option to have. You know, especially if you're a newer pilot. Although this really isn't a new pilot airplane. Anybody flying that's new shouldn't be trying to tackle that baby. But anyway, um, oh God, this thing's jumping all over the place. Yes, guys, no, I haven't had a chance to do the new laptop yet, but it will happen. Just be patient. It will happen. Oh wow, that was a wild. I think I'll just put it there and leave it alone. Okay. Yeah, sure, it's a new pilot plane. It has safe in it. Yeah, well, see, Jeff, the problem with that theory is that in safe, I'm sure it's going to take a cornfield to turn this thing around, and it's probably doing 100 mile an hour. So it's out of, and it's so small, it's out of sight pretty quick, and that's what happens with these little rocket ships. My little UMX F-27 is the same way. That thing is so fast that if you've got it safe, it'll literally be out of sight before you can get it turned around and safe, because it just won't come back, it won't turn around. Somebody said Uranus 3 times while I was on the phone. No, I don't think so, Shadow. The ME-163 from Hobby King going to be in the hangar. I don't know. I haven't seen the ME-163, Eric. I can't answer that. I don't know what. Isn't that little jet rocket plane they had in the day? The Germans had. I don't. I think that's what that is, isn't it? One of the guys has a turbine-powered one of those out at the flying field. Oh, Paul, you were going to buy it? Yeah. Yeah, he wanted $150 for it, and I really wasn't a player at yeah, the F-27 is ridiculous. You ain't kidding. And it's a drill bit. Oh my God, it rolls so fast, it's unbelievable. So, yeah, I bought 2 of them. They had them on sale for 64 bucks. I had to buy 2 to get the free shipping. Didn't have to buy 3, haha. And so I bought 2 of them. And yeah, that thing's a hoot. That thing's a lot of fun. Oh, it was 130 off. Oh, awesome. So what does that make it, like 269 now? Is that what it's at? Jesus, I might buy another one. It's a great airplane, guys. Air Marshal liked it. He watched it fly. He liked it, even though he hates Hobby King. He loved the King Air. He said it looked good in the air, and he was pretty impressed with it. Brad was impressed enough to go out and buy one already. It's a good airplane. At 269 for a plug and play 1700 millimeter twin, guys, come on. You can't touch that with a 10-foot pole anywhere. Nobody has a 1700 wingspan, twin engine, plug and play airplane for under 300 bucks. And now this one's way under 300 bucks. So it's thank you, Jeff. Yeah, everybody kept asking me if it had a gyro in it. no gyro. It's just stick and rudder, but it flies itself. I mean, we had some good crosswinds, a little gusty, and it just handled it like a champ. It would do a little tail wag a little bit here and there, and a little wing rock, but I mean, it was pretty rock solid. It flies really good. It's a very nice looking airplane in the air, and it flies really smooth. So it lands well too. I'm amazed at how well it sticks to the runway when you land it, considering it doesn't have oilio shocks on it. They're just solid steel wire with some plastic cladding on it to make it look like it has shock absorbers, but it doesn't. But it just comes right in. It sets down on the runway and stays there. It doesn't bounce, and I'm having little bounce issues with the Yak 11. but not with this. It does great. Super happy with it. Um, so yeah, the it's got a lot of torque, so it's not blistering fast, but it'll go straight up until you shut it off. I mean, it just keeps climbing. My Sky Raider does the same thing. It's not blistering fast at all, but it just climbs to the stars. It won't stop climbing. You point it up, and it just keeps going up. It won't stop, and that's pretty much the way the King Air is. Now I was flying it with a 4000 cell. Um, so you want it to climb even faster straight up, put a lighter battery in it. Put a 3600 in it, a 3000, something smaller, and it'll even go faster straight up. Yeah, the wingtips come off just very similar to the 1500 Mustang that Horizon came out with. Um, these are actually locked on. You have to push a release to take them off, unlike the one on that Horizon came out with. You just pull on them and they pop out. It's a pop on, pop out. You just pull on it. These, once you lock them in, you have to press the release to get them off. They don't come off any other way. You have to press that release or they ain't coming off. So and I like that. I like that positive lock on the wingtips. I think that's pretty good. So anyway, had a great time at the event. It was a lot going on and lots of food. Great, the vendors were offering some great deals. You buy a cup of iced tea and they'll refill it for the whole weekend. If you just bring the cup back up and get free refills all weekend. Brian, I haven't had a chance to even play with the new computer. As a matter of fact, no lie, Barbara took it away, not like punishing me or anything. She took it, and I haven't seen it since. She brought it with her to the event, but we never even opened the box. I saw the box in the car, but we didn't even open the box. So I've had zero time. I haven't set it up yet. It's still virgin. It doesn't have a that Google whatever you got to do crap. I haven't done any of that yet. So it's not even set up yet. I haven't had a chance to look at it. I've been so busy with work, cleaning out the trailer from the event. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. I haven't even had a chance to, you're looking at it. I just took this out of the box for the first time since I got home from the event. So, I looked at it briefly there when Barbara put it in the front seat of my car and then told me to go put the windows up. She's so clever. Can you get the keys and go put the windows up in your car? I'm afraid that the dew's going to get on it or something like that. So I go in and I get in the car. Of course I can't get in the car because the box and the plane are sitting on the front seat. So I put the windows up and then I came back and I put the keys on the table and I didn't say anything. And she said, "Did you put the windows up in your car?" "Yeah, I just got back from putting the windows up in my car." "Why? What's the matter?" And she's looking at me like in disgust, like, "You didn't see the airplane on the seat?" "Yes, dear, I saw the airplane. Thank you so much." And I went over and gave her a kiss, So, yeah. I had to play the game a little bit. Yeah, another donor plane for the combat. There you go. Yeah, that was fun to watch. I wouldn't do it. Guys, I just love my planes, all of them, too much to put them in a combat. I did do it once, but it wasn't a true combat. It was a combat with streamers. So we were, hauling a 40-foot long streamer behind us, and the object was to cut the streamer, not crash into the other guy. And I don't know what happened, but it was a radio glitch or something. But lost control of it. It went to idle and went straight in. It didn't really do much damage. It just cracked the one wing right here at the root a little bit. Easy glue and fix, and that broke the prop. And that's all it did. And that's the only time I've done any kind of combat. Oh, is that right, Alan? Yeah? I haven't tried that. A two-bladed master air screw or three-blade? No, right. The only thing that survived was the battery. That's funny. Oh, the 109 was foam dust. Yeah, after you went in. You had a midair though. Who'd you hit? You hit somebody, or they hit you. I know you were in the midair. Who took out who? Yeah, I like master air screw too. I didn't know 10 by 7. Okay, two blade or three blade? Oh, Luke's plane. That's who you married with? Okay. He survived though, right? Oh, you nailed Luke's full speed. There you go. Go out in glory. What the hell? Yeah, the props on the Hobby King plane are very flexy. You know, they're not rock solid propellers. They're very flexible. I'm sure they're doing a lot of twisting in the air, um, but they're balanced pretty well right out of the box. And then if you balance them even further, they're whisper quiet. I mean, it's just that whoosh of air. The plane makes hardly any sound at all. So it was pretty cool. Um, okay, so let me back up for a minute. I want to just tell you a quick. So the week before the event, I went out to my flying field with the trailer, kind of a test for the trailer to see how it's doing, and to see how the new. No, I hadn't checked the racking system yet because I hadn't broke it yet. It was on the way to the field. On the way to the field, some jackass pulled out in front of me. I had to slam on the brakes. The generator came loose in the back and crashed through the racking system in the trailer and landed on the King Air. So it broke the right horizontal stabilizer. So I ripped one off. I ripped the right one off the crashed King Air and put it on, and that fixed that. But it left a big indicator in the flap on the right wing, and you can't even see it because the plane's white, so it doesn't really show up, but it's there if you look. I glued it, tore the foam hinges on the right flaps. I think on the aileron too, if I remember right. So I just foam tack, glued them back together, and everything's fine there. Yeah, Brad, I balanced these. The original one I didn't balance, and they were pretty damn close. They really were. I balanced these just because I had my brand new balancer that I had to try out, and they were so close. It just took a couple quick coats of clear to get the balance. And oh, they are three-bladed. Cool, very nice. Um, so they balanced up really quick and easy, and yeah, the plane just sounds so smooth. It looks smooth. It sounds smooth. It's just a great flyer, guys. I can't. Right now, Hobby King with the C-130 on sale, the King Air on sale, the Yak on sale, the Albatross on sale. Both versions of C-130, I think, are on sale. The civilian and the Coast Guard. Both versions of the King Air, the plain white and the blue and white. Both versions of the Yak, I believe, are still on sale. I believe the Reno Racer, I think it changed again. They keep messing with the prices. For a while, the Reno one was only, it was $329. I think normally $359 or $399, and they had it for $359, I think, or $329, and the military color scheme was $299. And then they swapped. No, they didn't swap it. I think the military one stayed $299, but then they brought the Reno Racer one down to $299. And honestly, I don't know where it is now. But all these planes are on sale, guys. And all are either at or more than $100 off. So right now, according to Brad, the King Air is $130 off, which puts it down to $269. Which is incredible, guys. If you want a really nice airplane that flies well, retracts flaps, looks great, twin engine, I mean, you just can't beat it. It's a really nice airplane. And it handles a grass runway fine. I've been flying it out at my field, and it handles the grass fine. So it's just an all-around winner. I can't tell you enough how much of a great winner it is. Yeah, that's not a bad idea, actually. Probably should take the King Air servos out and use them to fix my DC-3 needs a servo. My Lancaster needs a servo. Yeah, I should probably just scavenge some servos out of that plane and forget about ever even thinking about putting it back in the air. I should just keep it for spare parts and scavenge what I can use. It's not a bad idea. Ken Bird, how you doing, man? Good to see you. Oh, no kidding. I got a Bushmill right here. They're the same props? No shit. Huh. Well, that's cool. Good to know. Yeah, I have a Bushmill. I've had that forever. Um, Mine's version 1. I know they came out with a newer version, but I have version 1. All right, guys. So I have to go use the facilities. I have all of a sudden had the urge. I don't know why, because I went before I came out here, but I have to go again. So I'm going to have to leave. Who am I going to leave in charge? I think I'll leave. Let's see. I'll leave Brad in charge. All right, Brad. Just keep them. Keep them occupied. Keep them talking. And let me go use the facilities, and I'll be right back. And then we'll do an unboxing on plane that I won, and I'll tell you all about that when I come back. It was a good show, guys. I got to tell you, Scott did a good job. Put on a great show. Barbara's still sleeping. I know she'll be out though. She loves talking to you guys. She loved meeting you guys. Paul especially. Yeah. So I'm sure she'll be out. Oh, it's Tug. Hey, Tug, what's up? Good to see you, buddy. It's good seeing you again. Man, you look good, dude. You lost a lot of weight. It looks good on you. Congratulations, man. That's awesome. Besides a mess, you think this is a mess? Oh, dude, trust me, you haven't seen a mess. This is me at my cleanest. Anyway, yeah. So let me get back to my stories. So after the generator took out my racking system, I had to rebuild it, and I changed it slightly. Now, the original racking system worked pretty good. My mistake was I didn't glue. You know, there were 2 rows of 6 of the arms sticking straight out, but I didn't glue them. So the whole set of 6 arms on each side could roll in and out. You could twist them out, in, whatever. And what happened with that is, bouncing down the road, they would tend to start spreading until an airplane fell out of them. So I rectified that. I glued them this time. The other thing I did this time is I put yeah, Paul, I agree. Yeah, the Bigfoot event was awesome. It was more awesome than most of the guys even know, because they didn't go over to the basher course or the crawler course and see how much work Scott put into those 2 venues alone. I mean, they were incredible, especially the crawler. That was a really nice. Paul and I were out there farting around for over an hour. We had a great time. But anyway, so getting back to the rack. So I put the steel conduit pipes through the rack this time. I separated the racks this time. Before, they were all built on one platform. They were kind of intertwined. This time they're separate. They're just absolutely separate from each other this time. I had this one bolted to the floor here, and the other one bolted to the floor over there, and it made them stay more rigid that way, and they didn't have that twist in them, because they were kind of fighting each other to like twist past each other. Wasn't ideal. So I did away with that. So the new racking system's fantastic, except I missed a few glue joints when we left. So every time I stopped, I found something not glued. So I brought the glue with me, and I would glue it. And but even both uprights came loose on the one, but because of the steel conduit in there, the rack just stood there, and all the planes stayed in the rack. Even though the whole thing could flop around, with the steel conduit in there, that didn't. And the plane stayed in the rack, didn't hurt a thing. So, and then I got back in there and I glued those. And so on the way up, we stopped every so often to take a look, check, and I kept finding, fitting here, fitting there, not glued. So I would glue it. And by the time we got there, I had gotten everything fixed but one, and then that one I couldn't reach without taking all the planes out of the rack. So I think it was Sunday morning. I took all the planes out of the rack and did that one glue joint that I couldn't reach. And then I packed everything and we headed for home. The new truck did awesome. Great. We didn't get great mileage going up. And I think we had the air running, but coming home we didn't have the air on, and it got great mileage coming home. I had to fill up 3 times. It's a 30-gallon gas tank going up, but coming home, I only had to fill up once. Well, I filled up to leave, and then I had one stop on the way. And going up, I started full. We had two stops on the way, and then a third once we got there. I had to stop and get gas for the generator on the way to the field that morning, and I topped off the tank in the truck again. So it used a lot more fuel going up than it did coming home. Joe, what's up? How you doing, man? Yeah, Brad, we saw quite a bit of that. The kids that were walking through there with that open mouth, wow look, bright eyed, and like they kept going by my trailer and pointing in, look at all the planes. So, and I'm sure they did that on other people's trailers too. But yeah, it was cool to see all that. John Graham, what's up? Good to see you, man. Glad you're here. The Fred Barron is here tonight. Fred, good to see you, buddy. So that was the trip up and back. The truck did well. The new racking system did great, and yeah, we made it up and back with really no real issues. We had a couple of issues going up. I don't know how it happened. It was very cold at one of our stops on the way up. I think we were in the 20s at a truck stop, and my high beam lights were on, and we couldn't turn them off, and they wouldn't go off. You can all the rest of the lights in the truck will go off even if you leave them on. After so many minutes, they go off. As battery protection, but the bright lights don't go off. So that switch was stuck. I don't know if it was from the cold weather or what, but we probably spent 40 minutes at that truck stop trying to get the damn headlights, the high beam headlights to go off. I finally got them off. So that was a little tense. Because in that cold weather, I could see the battery draining quickly, and then we'd be stuck and not be able to restart the truck. And it was just, visions were going through my head that weren't good. So, yeah, it went well. And other than that, I don't think we had any issues with the truck. And the minor issues with the racking system on the way up, no issues coming home. So yeah, so that all went well. Okay, so let's get on with. They had a raffle. You could buy. I don't remember what all the denominations were, but I think everybody bought $20 worth of tickets, which was 35 tickets. And I won this shirt, this leftover RC Fest from Horizon. It says staph on the back. No, not staph infection, just staph. And see, I beat you to it. And but it was okay. I mean, it's the right size, it fits. And so I won this. But the big winner was I won a FMS 1400 Cub, which is right here, and we're going to unbox it momentarily. So that was really cool. I really enjoyed winning the plane. That was kind of that was a highlight for me. Barbara had this giant cake made with my airplane on it. A picture of my RV-8 on it, which was really cool. And she helped make some of the desserts that were there. And then I think it was Garrett's grandmother cooked for us again the apple pies, a spaghetti dinner, and there was one other thing she made. What was the other thing? I think we were enjoying that before the spaghetti dinner. What was it? Can't remember. What's that in the Cub tug? Put that T 2017 motor in it. Okay, I'll take that under advisement. All right, Shadow. Have a good night, man. Stop. Thanks for stopping in. It's good to see you. Jackson RC, what's up? Good to see you, buddy. So anyway, so yeah, so I won the shirt, and then I won. Well, actually, I won the plane first, and then the shirt, but because it was your choice, and the last airplane was the Cub, and that's when they picked my number. And honestly, I've been wanting. Somebody at our field is flying one, and I really like it. It looks nice. The red and white scheme and everything just looks really good. So I've been kind of wanting it. So I was pretty happy when I won it. It was a kind of a highlight of my birthday celebration was winning the plane. So that was pretty cool. Oh, is Mason here too? Yeah, so yeah, the event was fantastic, guys. I mean, the amount of work that Scott put into it, he had a big area um, that they mowed special for camping. So if you came with a tent, he had this tent area set up like you know like a tent city, and a few people took advantage of it. I didn't put my tent down there because I told Scott I wanted to stay close to the action, and my tent's big enough for a lot of us to congregate in, and it's got heat. So if we're playing late at night, and you wanted to get in and out of the cold, my tent was right there. We could jump in there. I could fire up the heater. Fortunately, we never needed it. We didn't use it, but it was there in case we needed it. Um, so it was all set up. The heater was in it and everything. I tested the heater, made sure it worked, and yeah, we were ready if we decided to fly half the night. Um, but some shenanigans were going on that Paul and I were not too keen on. So that's when Paul and I decided to go play on the obstacle course, the crawler course. So I took my two crawlers over there, and Paul took his, and we had a great time. That was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that. The challenges of the crawler course were pretty cool. Um, it was just a lot of fun. We had a good time. So no regrets there. I was really happy with how that went. Um, I forgot I had that. That's interesting. Huh. I have a UMX Carbon Cub SS right here that I forgot I had, and it's a very similar scheme to the Cub I won. Um, it was given the UMX Cub was given to me because a couple of the servos had failed, and it's got those linear type servos. Austin, welcome to the show. The beaver, the fly zone beaver. How easy is it to disassemble? Wow, that's a good question. You know, it's been so long since I've ever taken it apart. I really couldn't say right now. Um, I'll tell you what I'll do though is I will look at that. Not tonight's show, but I will look at that and I'll get back to you. Did you leave a question on that video? If you didn't, do it now because I'll get that notification, and then I'll take a look and see how hard it is to take that apart. I believe that has the quick release, two plastic quick releases on the bottom of the wing to take the wings off. If I'm not mistaken, I think that has a quick release. So if that's the case, there's probably just one screw on each wing. You know, where the struts come to the fuselage, they come together at one location. And if that's the case, you only have to take those two screws out and then release the two quick releases, and both wings slide right off. I can't say for certain, but I'm pretty sure that's how it was. So, yeah, Austin, that's the problem, is finding one, because when Horizon bought the parent company of Fly Zone, and I can't think of the name of it at the moment. Somebody will correct me here in a second. They did away with Fly Zone, so the plane's no longer available. So if you can find one, you know, great. And if you find the Turbo Beaver, get it. It's the same airplane. You know, all they do is extend the nose to make it look like it has a turbine, you know, a turboprop. But it's the same airplane. So if you find that one, get it. It'll fly just as good. That's a great flyer. That's kind of my permanent float plane. I put the floats on it, and I haven't taken them off. I just leave it as my float plane. Try to make sure Voodoo's not going to fall off this box. Hey, look at who's here. Thank you, Dana. I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, it was a pretty good birthday, I gotta tell you guys. Yeah, I'll tell you, the highlight of my birthday was sharing it with all you guys up at the event. That was really fun. I really enjoyed that. Yeah, well, that's true. You know, if you're looking for that look of the radial engine, Austin, then yeah, absolutely get the regular Beaver. If you were just looking for a good flyer, then either one of them will get the job done. They both fly good. But yeah, I kind of, I don't know. I would say I'm more partial to the radial engine version, but I ordered one of the turbo ones, and I didn't get it. You know, there was a big controversy over that plane. You know, they introduced it, and they got like 0 orders for it. Nobody wanted it. So they had to postpone the release date on it until they knew exactly how many planes they were going to order, you know, have made. And then after they did that, they decided that they were going to make sure all the hobby shops got them before us individuals that ordered them got them. So my plane went to a hobby shop. They said they tried to contact me, that my credit card company denied the purchase. I called my credit card company. They never attempted to run my card to purchase it. they didn't deny anything. And then all I got from Horizon were a bunch of excuses why I didn't get my turbo Beaver, and I wasn't real happy about that. I got to be honest, but whatever. I like FlyZone. I like their products. I've got, let's see, I've got their Corsair. I've got the Beaver. I've got, what else did I buy? I've got the, which is still available, but I think Horizon's selling it now. The, wasn't the, okay, so I can't even think of the name of that silly plane now. Is it called FlyZone? What's the name of that FlyZone plane, guys? That is a pusher, you know, kind of a high wing pusher, great trainer. Everybody says what a great trainer it is. I can't think of the name of it right now. I have one of those. Let's see, what else do I have from FlyZone? Let me look at the boxes. Maybe I'll come up. There's one there. That's the Beaver. Oh, the Millennium Master. That's another FlyZone plane. Great airplane. Love that one. That's a really cool airplane. What else? I know I'm forgetting some more. I've got more FlyZone planes. I just can't think of them right now. I don't have boxes of those out here. But yeah, I really liked the Corsair. That was I love the design of the landing gear on the Corsair. It was actually a worm gear or a beveled gear setup. You know, that would, as the gear went up, it would rotate the gears to make the wheels rotate to go into the wing as it went up. Very cool design. A little tricky to repair. But I figured it out finally, and after you figure it out, it's not so bad. But at first I was kind of not real happy with it because it just didn't seem serviceable to me. And it really isn't. You got to be a hell of a modeler for it to be serviceable, because you literally have to cut the wing apart to get into it. So. Is Nate here? Nate's here. Hey, Nate, what's up? So I finally got to meet Nate. Guys, I got to tell you, some spectacular flying by Nate this weekend. I'm telling you, that kid can fly, and I call him a kid because, you know, compared to us, he's a kid. But no disrespect. And that man can fly. He put on a demonstration flight before the fireworks that was incredible. In the dark with a jet that is not a night flyer. It has some lights on it, but not a night flyer. And he was tearing it up. So, you know, big kudos to Nate for some spectacular flying. Yeah, he didn't bring any of his own planes, so he was mostly flying Paul Ballard's planes, I believe. But he probably got to fly a few others. Thanks, Nate. Thank you. Appreciate that. Looking forward to when we can fly together again, because I'd like to do some formation flying with you. I think that would be a lot of fun. All right, so I'm getting some tapes out of the way so we can pull this baby out of the box and take a look at it. So this is the FMS 1400 millimeter version 4 of their Cub, the J3 Cub, and comes with floats. Floats are right on top, guys. They come right out first thing. Okay. There's a hard plastic skid plate on the bottom of the float. The rest of it's all foam. No rudder on this one, but this one has a rudder on it. So you get one rudder. It's servo operated. Servo is embedded inside the float, and the steering mechanism is already hooked up, and the wire to plug it into your receiver is right there. So it's got a steerable rudder on it. So that's pretty cool. We got, of course, 2 sets of landing gear. These are for the floats. And then the main gear with the wheels are here with these tiny ass little wheels, which are definitely going to get changed. This is going to have bush wheels on it for sure. There's no way I'm going to fly it with those tiny little wheels on it. I may not go full-blown Mac Daddy Bush, but I'm going to go definitely bigger than these little things. So we'll be changing the wheels. I know, Dana. It's just one of those, things in life that are just going to probably happen, and it just, it is what it is. But but thanks anyway. Okay, so the inside joke there, guys, is that Dana wants my FMS BF 109. I have the snow camo version that they discontinued. You can still get it in the brown color on the box there, but you can't get it in the snow camo. He wants my snow camo one, and I'm just not going to part with it. I really love that paint scheme. So he's not getting it. But he keeps wanting to trade me his 190 Hobby King 1600 Hobby King plane for it, and it's a good trade. I mean, I'll be honest with you, the plane he's got, I do want. It's a nice plane, but I just can't give up my snow camo 109 for it. I just can't do it. I love my camo 109. I'm not, my camouflage, the snow camo's cool, and I'm just not going to give it up. So, but he keeps trying, so you got to give the man credit. He's not a quitter. He keeps trying. Okay, of course everything's packed very well. It's FMS. Got the prop here. Got the wing spar here, taped over here, prop over there. You got a wing right here. And another wing right here. And they screw on from the bottom. So they slide onto tabs over the spar. Thank you. And then you put 4 screws in the bottom to lock them on. So that's your wingspan, because the fuselage will be in between them. Just ailerons, no flaps. It's got provisions for the struts, which are, I think, right here. And they're just plastic struts, which I have a problem with. Okay, I have these same design struts on the PT-17, which I have 2 of. And that box is right here. There it is right there. Those are the PT-18. What is it? Yeah. I'm getting it confused with the biplane, but I think it's the 18, PT-18. Um, it's a carbon cub, but these melt in the heat. They get warped and deformed, and they're just not happy at all with the ones that were on the other plane, and these are going to be just as bad. They're made exactly the same way, out of the same plastic. They're going to warp in the heat, and then they look horrible because they have the waves in them. They just look terrible. So we'll have to do something. And they're not necessary. This is a carbon fiber spar. There's no way that you're going to break that spar. So I was worried about big voodoo falling off the box, and the little voodoo fell off the box. That's okay. Little voodoo didn't have far to go, so it's fine. I'm sure it didn't mark it up at all. But the wings, beautiful foam, very nice. Decal is flawless. There's not an air bubble in it anywhere. So red wingtips, that's paint, very nice. This is typical FMS quality, guys. It's perfect. Very rarely do I have a problem with an FMS plane. I know my F7F was a wreck, but that was mostly just the guy who put it in the box. Nothing to do with, nothing to do with the quality of the way they made it. Was that the Macaronian dance, Kenny? I don't know. Was it the, oh. No, Fred, it wasn't, but that's funny. And here we got a foam hinge for the rudder, and a tongue and groove. Takes a screw, looks like just one screw to put that on the fuselage, so that should be fine. That should hold. There's no damage on anything so far. Everything's flawless. Looks perfect. Let's take this out. I think the last piece is the fuselage. Oh, here's the stabilizer. Carbon fiber spar through it, right through the middle here. And they've got a reinforced, I think it's metal, carbon fiber and plastic, hooking the two halves of the elevator together. Foam hinge, this definitely needs freed up. Way too stiff. That would eat up a servo pretty bad. But yeah, with the doubler here, the plastic and the carbon fiber together, these are going to definitely stay aligned. So that's cool. Looks like we've got some hardware here and a couple of extensions. We've got more hardware here, landing gear, springs that go between here. Very similar to the Turbo Timber or the Timber X. They've got that spring setup, and this is the same kind of setup. The springs you need are in this bag with some other goodies. I think that's it for the hardware. This must come out. Yeah. So that little captured piece there comes out to let the fuselage come out of the box. And that's what we're at. Let's get the fuselage out. Definitely an FMS plane, because we've still got the same old backwoods pilot in there with his ball cap type hat, sunglasses, and a boom mic for talking to, I guess, the guy in the back seat who is not in there. And this is technically wrong, because if he was flying solo, he wouldn't be flying from the front seat. He'd be flying from the back seat. So the CG is totally wrong to fly it from the front seat without anybody in the back. So he should be in the back. But yeah, Beautiful. It's a beautiful airplane, guys. I really like it. Very nice. You could probably turn it into a carbon cub by just removing this nose cone with the cylinder sticking out and replacing it with the cone that has the I don't know, nostrils, you know, the cowl covering the jugs that give the carbon cub that look. So if you wanted to change it up, it would probably be pretty easy to do. But yeah, it's a nice airplane. Is this a bottom loader? I think it is. Yes, it's a bottom loader. Didn't know that. Okay, so yeah, your battery's going to go in the bottom here. It's got a XT60 connector installed. ESC is right there in the battery bay. It's a pretty tight battery bay. No strap in there because there's no place for the battery to go. I don't know what exactly it uses. I'm guessing probably a 3-cell 2200, but maybe a 4-cell 2200, but it's going to be a smaller battery. Got a tiny bit of hanger rash on the top of the fuselage right here. Very tiny, no big deal. Looks like maybe somebody's fingernail might have poked it. Other than that, beautiful. Looks great. So there's my raffle winning FMS J3 Cub that I'm very happy I won. I got to tell you, just another cool airplane to have in the hangar. It's just a nice airplane. So. I don't think FMS would ever sell to Horizon, to be honest with you. It's a very successful company. They don't need Horizon's money to stand on their own. Their product is, in my opinion, far superior than what Horizon puts out. And most of Horizon's planes are FMS anyway. That's who's making their planes for them. A lot of them, not all of them, but a lot of them. So yeah, I don't think FMS needs Horizon's money, and I think that's why they dissolved their little partnership thing. You know, for a while there, you couldn't buy a part or a plane without going directly through Horizon. You couldn't buy from FMS Direct anymore, and I've been buying most of my FMS planes, and I have a lot of them. I bought direct from FMS. The warehouse in Florida for FMS has been here a long time, guys. I know a lot of you think this is something new. That warehouse has been here forever, you know, for as long as I've been buying planes, because I've been buying them from that warehouse. It's been under a couple of different names, but it's always been here. You know, kind of incognito, I would say. You know, they're hiding under a different name each time they did it, but it was basically you know, a distribution center for the South here of FMS products, you know, and I've been buying from them forever. As a matter of fact, I had just ordered the new Spitfire, the red 1400 not Spitfire, Pitts, the 1400 Pitts, the red one, from Horizon or from FMS Direct, when they signed the contract with Horizon to buy only through them, and then they couldn't send it to me. So we went round and round and round on that one for months. and I don't know. I guess they finally got Horizon to say, listen, we sold this before we signed the contract. We need to supply this guy his plane. So they did, and but it was right when they signed that contract, and my plane was on hold for quite a while. I think partially because it was out of stock, but I think also because they kept talking to me. They told me they'd give me a 10% discount coupon I could use on anything in the store if I would wait until they got it back in stock, and I said okay. So they sent me the 10% off gift certificate, and I think I hear Barbara. Yeah, Barbara's here. All right, guys. Hey, Tug's here, baby.
Hey, Tug.
So she'll be here momentarily. She's just got to climb through the shop.
Hey, Tug.
So
is Paul there too?
Yeah, Paul's here too.
Hi, guys. Did you already pull the thing about Sleeping Beauty?
I told him you were sleeping. Yeah.
You tell him why?
No, I don't know why. Why were you sleeping?
Because nobody was there to wake me up.
Oh, because nobody was there to wake you up.
And I had to take a shower because there was nobody there to keep me warm.
Oh, so you had to take a shower to warm up. Interesting.
Oh, what a nice bag for a laptop. Where's your laptop, honey?
I have no idea. Where is my laptop? Haven't seen it since the day I took it out of the box, and then it disappeared. I haven't seen it since. Saw the box, but I haven't seen the laptop. I don't know where it is.
I've got the receipt. I can take it back.
Yeah, I figured as much.
I love you, honey.
I love you too, baby. So anyway.
Oh, so this is the one you won.
Yeah, this is the one I won. So here come the highs. So Keith Christie says hi, Barb.
Hi, Keith.
Tug says hi, Barb.
How you doing, Tug? How's the main lady? And you doing okay? It was a long trip.
Fred says hello, Barb.
Hello.
And he says, "Aw." I guess one of your cute little statements he's awing over.
All you guys that went to Bigfoot, oh my gosh, what a nice bunch of people. I'm telling you. I had never known there was such a thing, and everybody was so kind and, just extended themselves. I enjoyed talking to every one of you.
Yeah, Dana's not lying. If anybody gets picked on in the Zoom sessions, it's Dana. He's an easy target, but we tease him about his boxes a lot because he doesn't fly his planes; he just buys them. He doesn't even know there's airplanes in the box. It could be an empty box. It might have rocks in it. Who knows? Because he keeps them all in the box.
But if it makes him happy.
I know. But we just tease him about it, and he's a good sport. He takes it well. But yeah, we definitely pick on Dana in the Zoom. Brad says, "Nice to meet you, Barb." Brad was, at the event.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, and I will tell you this, Scott, I can't tell you, I've said it to my kids, my family, that fireworks with the planes up in the air and all the beautiful colors. I mean, that's one of the prettiest things I've ever seen in my life.
Now, see, John says I get picked on too on the Zooms because I'm sleeping.
You? Did you show him your new shirt?
Yeah, this is my...
No, the other new shirt I got you today.
Oh, no, I didn't show him. Yeah, Ronnie, you're right. That Pitts is awesome. It's a great flying airplane. I was so impressed with it. I bought a second one. Yeah, when I, especially because I was afraid they would discontinue it like they did version one, and I wasn't going to let that get away. And I actually bought it before the price went up too. So, it was first released at I think 279, which was a screaming good deal for a 1400 size Pitts that flies that good. So yeah, I bought a second one. Yeah, Austin, I've been flying Free Sky for nine or 10 years now, and I love it. It's just an awesome product, and the new Radio Masters that came out, I bought one of those, and it's basically an upgraded Free Sky because their main receivers are using Free Sky firmware. It's all Free Sky. Now it'll fly anything. The Radio Master will fly just about everything out there, including Spectrum. Uh, but if you buy their brand receivers, it's Free Sky. Radio Master says Radio Master on it, but it's really Free Sky. So yeah, I've been. So I have two Tyrannus Pluses now and the Radio Master, and I'm not looking back. I absolutely love these radios. So yeah, if you're going to switch over to Free Sky or Radio Master, do it because it's fantastic, fantastic stuff. Yeah, well, and that was one of the criteria that I bought Free Sky was the price of the receivers. If I've got 100 and probably 130 planes here ready to fly. I have over 130 planes, but I would say probably 130 of them have receivers in them right now. So if you want to multiply that times, say, at the $100 that Spectrum charges, or the $18 that Free Sky charges, there's a huge difference in how much you have to. And then the Radio Master receivers, which again are Free Sky, are even cheaper. I bought a bunch of them at I think $9 a piece. They were on sale, so I think I bought 25 of them at that price. So a lot of the planes have Radio Master marked Free Sky receivers in them, and the rest of them are Free Sky receivers. But yeah, I love that radio. So yeah, I think you're making a wise choice. That's my personal opinion. A lot of these guys in here don't agree with me, but that's okay. We're still friends. What's Fred gonna love? What are you guys talking Fred into buying that I missed? What do we got here? Hang on, I gotta go back. Keith, it's funny you say that. I haven't had any problem with my elevator servo at all in my pits. It worried me at first. It's really, because I heard a lot of people saying, "Oh yeah, this with the stripping gears or something in the pits," but I haven't had that problem. Um, Maybe I'm pushing my luck. I don't know, but yeah, I haven't had any problem with the elevator servo yet at all. And I had a mishap. I'll call it a crash landing. It was pretty violent. Battery came loose in flight, and it went to the back of the airplane. So it was a very tail heavy pits, which made it unflyable. And I was able to get it to the ground. Um, I got it the nose over, and it was headed down, and I pulled up at the last second, which it did very violently because of being tail heavy. But it just pancaked on the ground pretty gently. I mean, it was a hard landing, but it was a gentle crash. I guess that's the best way to describe it. A hard landing, but a gentle crash. And it didn't damage anything. I got away. That was a freebie for sure. Fixed the battery tray that came loose, and I've never had a problem since. But yeah, that one day was kind of a little hairy. No, Austin. My name's Kenny. Um, so yeah, you're seeing a lot of Kennys in here. That's me. And then we also have Ken Bird is in here. I think that's the only two Kens that are in here tonight.
There's a Keith.
But yeah, my name's Kenny Austin. So good to meet you. Yeah, if you have any questions about the Free Sky stuff, just find one of my videos, put a comment in there, and I'll get it. I'll get a notification and I'll respond. It was a gentle, hard landing. Okay.
No comment.
Oh, Tug's checking out. He's got a doctor's appointment tomorrow morning early.
Oh, good luck. Be safe. Be well.
All right, Tug. Hey, man. Thanks for coming in. It's good seeing you. It was great seeing you at the show. Hope everything's okay with you and the doctor, and we'll catch you later. Ken, I think it was one of Nate's buddies. It might have been Brad, who's in the Zoom as Brad's mother, I think. But the guy came over and introduced himself, which, I was part of the joke on that one because I kept hitting on Brad's mother.
Really?
And it was actually Brad. not pay it forward Brad, a different Brad, a younger kid Brad. I think that's who was trying to fly between the pole and the fence. I wouldn't swear to that. But I think it was one of Nate's buddies. And if Nate's still in here, I'm sure he can confirm that. John, I don't think Nate was the only participant in that little escapade, and I believe the P-47 the silver P-47 that the wing kept getting broken off. It was not Nate flying that one. There were several planes trying to do it. There was a turbo timber, whatever the new one is. I forget what they call it, but yeah, Nate might have been flying that one. But Nate wasn't flying the P-47 that kept breaking the wing off. That was somebody else. That might have been Brad. Ken, which plane are we talking about? I believe the P-47 survived. I don't think it ever got any worse than just that one wing kept breaking off. But it's a balsa plane, so I'm sure it took some abuse. I would suspect that the leading edge of the wing that kept breaking off has got a whole bunch of dents in it from hitting the pole. But overall, I think it was still in okay shape. I never went down and looked at it. Yeah, just the tip. Yeah, no, it broke the whole wing off, Fred, not just the tip. Yeah, Ken, that's what sent me and Paul over to the crawler course. I had originally gone out there to fly with those guys, and they were just getting way too aggressive, reckless. Didn't enjoy that at all. Did not like watching Nate pile in that Draco. Didn't enjoy watching the guy repeatedly breaking the wing off the P-47. So Paul and I just said, we're not enjoying watching this. Let's go play on the crawler course. So we excused ourselves from the flight line and went and had a great time playing with our crawlers. I really didn't enjoy watching them breaking airplanes. That's not my thing. Michael writes, what's up? Good to see you, man. Good to finally meet you. Yep, saw Wrights there. Guys, I don't know if you knew this, but that guy's tall. Holy shit. I had no idea he was that tall. My God. It's so deceiving to see him on Zoom and then see him in person. Holy shit. So, yeah, Wrights was there. We had a great time. I don't think anybody ever asked Wrights how tall he was because we just didn't think he was tall. But he's pretty damn tall. I think he's taller than Air Marshal. So, yeah, that was a surprise. That blew my mind a little bit. What are you waving at? You want to ask me something? Or you want to ask them something?
I didn't wave.
Oh, I thought you did something.
No.
To get my attention. No?
No.
Oh. Did you wink at me?
All the time, Mike.
So let's see, what else can we talk about on the event? God, what was his name? Ben brought this gigantic C-47. I'm sure you guys have seen the video. That was that was pretty cool. It would take off in like 3 feet, You rev the motors up. It didn't have any speed to it at all. It was just lumbering along, rolling, and then all of a sudden it was in the air. And I don't think it rolled 3 feet. You just throttled up, and it went, and it just kind of lumbered off so slowly, so gracefully. Flew around the pattern a few times, landed the same way. It was pretty cool, and the thing was gigantic. I think the wingspan was 29 feet, if I remember right. Um, it was. It might have been more than that because honestly, I think it was wider than the runway. I don't know how wide the runway was, but yeah, it was huge. So all foam board too. Made the whole plane out of foam board. So that was pretty cool. That was a flight test original right there. So 6-1. Good guess, Fred. You almost nailed it. Yeah. So Wright's is 6-1. I'd have never guessed that in a million years. Wow. That was surprising as hell.
Well, Scott's very tall too.
Yeah, Scott's tall. Yeah, but we knew that. Oh God, Dino. No, we're not going to start talking about football. This isn't football chat. So, so anyway, let's see what else. Anything else that I can touch on that happened? Oh, Bigfoot made an appearance.
Twice.
Yeah, twice. How tall was he? 9 foot?
Yeah, with all the elevator shoes and all that, I think that's what.
Yeah. So this guy, I forget. Alex, I think, was in the suit. I forget, but one of the guys got this Bigfoot, costume and put it on for the kids, and yeah, I think he was 9 foot tall in the costume, and he's walking around, and he's got these long arms that are like ape hands dragging on the ground almost, walking upright. It was comical, and then just after. I want to say it happened right after Nate's flight. As he was landing, they shut the lights off in the whole place. So he literally touched down in total darkness. They turned all the lights off. He was on the runway, on approach. He was almost touching the runway, and Scott said, "Shut him off." And so they cut the lights off, and Nate had to land it, in total darkness, which was not a problem. He can handle that. And then a spotlight comes on out on the runway, and there's Bigfoot standing there. And then Scott goes into this big elaborate story of and he's just in a pose. He's not moving. And Scott's telling this whole story of the legend of the Bigfoot and everything, and be careful, and he's trying to scare the kids. It's kind of pointed at the kids to I don't know. And then all of a sudden he starts walking down the runway, and so now all of a sudden he's animated. First it was a statue, now it's moving. And then I think the lights went off and he disappeared. But then he showed up again. I forget where. Did he come up over the hill? Or I don't remember. But anyway, so that was just before the fireworks. And then after I think it was right after that, we put planes in the air, night flyer planes. And then they started the fireworks. And Bigfoot is real. Well, of course he's real. Who doesn't believe in Bigfoot? Santa Claus is real too, guys. I don't know if you knew that. Oh, Fred's a knuckle dragger, are you? Are you really? Oh gosh! All right, so we looked at Oh, by the way, dear, stand up.
I'm not 6 feet tall. Yeah, I see it. I know, that's voodoo. I know, that's voodoo.
I told you I had the bigger one.
Well, I knew that, honey, and it's not just planes, but never mind.
You, oh no, you said you hadn't seen it in the hangar. So, there it is.
It's got purple in it. It's pretty.
Yeah, it's got purple in it.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty close to the same color purple.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Roy! What's up, Roy? How you doing tonight, man? So, let's see. I think there was one more thing I wanted to tell you guys about the event, but I can't think of what it was.
Did you tell him you got a surprise? Which one? Yeah, you got a few of them.
Yeah, which one?
When the pilots came over and sang to you?
Oh, yes. So, gosh, Austin, that's a good question. Just don't be afraid to ask questions. If you see a Carbon ZT28, buy it. I don't care what he's asking for it, because that's a keeper. Other than that, gosh, I don't know. I mean, you sound like you're gonna get away from Spectrum, so don't be looking at any used Spectrum stuff. Other than that, yeah, just there's always some really good deals to be had at swap meets. You just have to look for the right ones. Yeah, so there's a plane that came out a long time ago and it was discontinued. Then they brought it back and it sold out so quickly it blew everybody's mind. And it's been gone for a while, but rumor has it it's coming back again in February. And it's a 2,000 millimeter wingspan Trojan, a T-28, and it's an E-flight plane. Carbon Z is something to do with the way the foam is made, but excellent flying airplane. Beautiful in the air. It's huge. It's gigantic, and so Jeff in Lower Alabama was at a swap meet, and he come across one of those on the table, and he stopped to look at it, and I happened to be in the chat live with him, and I told him, buy it. I said, don't walk away from this plane, buy it. And he's so happy he did. I told him, listen, if you don't like it, I'll buy it from you. So you've got nothing to lose, buy it. And he loves it. He absolutely loves it. So he's so glad he bought it. And I would have gladly bought it from him had I, if he decided he didn't want it. I'm hoping to get another one in February. If they come out with it again, I'm going to buy another one. I have one, and I love it. So, but I'm just a big T-28 fan anyway. But this thing just flies so amazing. It's such a good flyer. It's Spectrum. If you buy it with the AS3X, receiver, bind and fly, which I did. But so far, knock on wood, I haven't had any radio glitches with that plane. So it's still on AS3X, but yeah, what a great airplane. And it seems like there's always one showing up in a swap meet. That's why I'm telling you, if you come across one, buy it. Because they seem to be pretty popular at swap meets, because I think, it's an older plane. It's, people are moving on to, bigger, better things. And just decide that, they want something better than, I guess. Do you know what the price is, right, Sid? And it's going to be out in January. Well, that's cool. How much are they going to ask for that son of a bitch? Yeah, $600 is. I figure it's going to come out at $599, and I'm okay with that price. If it hits $599, I'm okay with that price because it was $549 before. So basically a $50 increase, $40 increase. I'm okay with. If they want $750 or something, then I'm not going to like the price. But at $600, I'm okay. I'm going to buy it. Yeah, from what I hear, John, they still didn't put damn lights on it. I don't know why. Um, but yeah, I don't think it has lights yet. The strut thing they probably fixed because that's a flight characteristic problem. But I don't think they're putting lights on it, and that's what it really needed. Um, everybody that has one would buy a second one for sure if it came out with lights. I don't even think they'd care what the price is. That's how bad everybody wanted lights on that son of a bitch. So, oh God, I hope they don't make it yellow. Shit, I don't like the yellow T-28 at all. I really hope they don't make it yellow. Ugh. Um, if they do, I'll be painting mine because I'm not gonna fly it yellow. You know, I'll probably. There's a guy on YouTube that painted his. He pulled all the decals off of it and painted all the white silver or gray. I don't know. It might have been gray, and then put all the decals back on it. And oh my God, that thing, the gray and red just looks so cool. That was a beautiful airplane, and and now it stands out. If he goes to an event someplace and there's a whole line of T-28s there, there's not going to be any problem guessing which one's his. Um, so that was really cool. So if they came out with it in yellow, I'd probably spray paint the whole thing gray, and then put the red back on it because I don't want a yellow one. Yes, I agree, Austin, 100%. Uh, the Harvard or the AT6 Texan, yeah, or I love that plane in yellow. I have one. Uh, Flightline, well, it was Free Wing back then. I don't think Flightline had come to. I don't think that name was being used yet. So uh, when Free Wing had the AT6 Texan or the Harvard, um, it was under the Free Wing uh, banner, not the Flightline. And I have the box right here. I put it on the show one night. I think it's right behind that Hobby King. Uh, no, that's the timber box. What did I do with that thing? Oh, it's right behind me here. It's right here. Yeah, it says Free Wing on it. So, um, Yeah, I would like to see the Horizon bring back their T6 also. I'd like to see it. That blue scheme they had was okay. I wanted that plane. I was going to buy it. I missed out. You know, I waited a week too long to decide, and missed out. But yeah, but if they keep back out with that, you know, in the standard trainer color schemes, either yellow or I think that one was as a trainer was also available in the white and red scheme. Yeah, I would definitely jump on that plane. I really wanted it. It's very similar. It's funny how it's similar but very different than the free wing. Like the free wing fuselage, I think has a lot more girth to it, and I think that's more accurate than the Horizon T6. I think uh, theirs was more slender, which just didn't look right. Not knocking it, I still wanted the plane. I liked it, but when you had, because one of the guys at the field has the blue and silver T6, and I put my yellow free wing one right next to it, and we were looking at the differences, and it was amazing the similarities and then the differences between the two planes. And they were both 1450 size airplanes. So, well, actually, I think the Horizon T6 might have been like a 1300. I think it was a little smaller. But the free wing ones, I think it's either 14 or 1450. Let me look here at the drawings. Yeah, it's 1450. Yeah, I think the Horizon one was a little smaller than that. Oh, it was 1500. No kidding. Okay, good to know. All right. So it had a slightly bigger wingspan. Okay. I think that's what we were looking at. The wingspan was bigger on the Horizon one, but the girth of the fuselage was bigger on the free wing one, which shouldn't have been because, you know, technically the Horizon plane's bigger. So there were differences. Looking at them side by side, you notice the differences and it looked funny. But when they're separate, they both look great. So it's not really an issue. Does Michael have his yoga pants on? Is that what's going on? Or are the cops here? Which is it? So Michael Beard, he's in the room. Where is he? I didn't see him. I still don't see him. Oh well. Okay.
Be careful, it's the end of the month.
What's happening?
Cops.
The cops come out at the end of the month, or when the fresh donut light's on?
Both.
Does anyone mind if I tell a blonde joke? I don't know. Barbara might, because she is blonde. You got a problem with him telling the blonde joke? Nope. She says, go ahead. Go for it, Ken. What's your blonde joke? Is that the joke, Ken, or do you really have a blonde joke? Well, I thought about telling a blonde joke, but I didn't want to have to explain it 8 times. LOL.
I look at it this way. I can match IQs and pension checks any day of the week, so.
Yep, that's why I keep telling you, you can't play the dumb blonde joke because you're too smart. You know. Paul Ballard is in the house. How you doing, Paul? Hey, man, it was good meeting you. Yeah, I had a good time there. I hope you did too. That's the joke. Yeah, that's what I figured, Fred. Oh, so you just looked it up. It was 1500 millimeter. Okay. Yeah, I was sad I missed out on that. I wanted that plane. Damn it. No, I screwed up and didn't get one.
Did you tell them where you found that sweet little voodoo?
Yeah, you mean in the car when you asked me to put the windows? Yeah, I told them the little joke and how I pretended like I didn't see it. Yeah, I told them that. Yeah.
And your cake?
Yeah, I told them that you took a picture of my RV8 and put it on the cake. That was pretty cool.
He suffers terribly, guys. I can't tell you. Okay, sing it.
Yeah, Paul. Yeah, one. You should have kept at least one. You had 3 of them. Yeah, I would have kept one. All right, Dana. Have a good night, buddy.
Good night.
Yeah, Paul. A lot of people did that. They're almost scale size. The Easy Lights to the Carbon Z. But that's the easiest way to put lights on it, which is, not bad, but I'd rather see some more, realistic, uh, behind lenses lights on the plane. You know, I think that plane deserves it. Did your son ever take that out of the box and fly it, or is it still in the box? Okay. So Ken Bird's got to go. All right, Ken. You have a good night too. Yeah, I'm going to close this up too. I'm starting to drift away. Long day again. Another 14-hour work day, guys. Just kind of spent. So oh, your kids don't talk to you anymore. Yeah, I know that feeling. Not personally, but I know other people with the same issues, and their kids don't talk to them anymore. So it sucks. All right, so I'm gonna cut it off, guys. Thanks for coming. It's good talking to you all. It's good meeting a bunch of you at the Bigfoot event. That was really cool. I had a good time, and well, thank you, John. That was cool.
And give credit to all of the Birmingham Association because they did a great job. Organized
Yeah,
and well run.
we've talked about that. They did a great job. It was a really good event. Um, so good night, Wild Bill. Good night, everybody. We'll talk to you guys. Well, I don't know. Probably in a Zoom tomorrow night if I'm awake for it. To be honest. um, but have a good night, and we'll talk to you guys when we see you next time. All right. Have a good night. Good night.